Hello everybody, my name is Joe Rubens. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Energy Solutions. I'd like to take a second to thank you for inviting me to present to you for the Power Distributors National Sales Meeting 2023. The following slides, I'm going to be talking more specifically about the home standby business. However, the Briggs & Stratton Energy Solutions division is now comprised of both home standby sales and our battery sales through the acquisition of Simplify. To begin, I want to speak to you about our market drivers. What drives the home standby category and the battery category? Home as a haven is something you may have heard before. With the advent of COVID and stay at home and then people coming back to work, there are a lot more people that are working from home nowadays than in the past. So the person's home now is a more important part of their lives than just the place they go and sleep or spend time with their family. It's actually the workplace for many people as well. The existing infrastructure currently needs a lot of investment. There's a $200 billion gap projected by 2029 in investment in the infrastructure. And poor infrastructure would lead to more outages and more frequent outages, which is outages obviously are something that drive our category. Climate-related disasters. As you're aware, hurricane season every year is always a big deal in the news. And in past, especially in the past like 5 years, you've seen record storm activity. Those outages and just the reporting of those outages will drive our business not only in the impacted areas, but also in areas across the country and throughout North America. The electrification of everything. EV adoption is coming. As you look around, driving down the street, you see more and people driving electric vehicles. And with electric vehicles come the power demands of charging those vehicles. So you now have increased power demands at homes as we adopt more and more electric vehicles. And with those increased demands, you're putting more and more taxation on our infrastructure, which again will lead to more frequent outages and brownout type activities. And last is the growth of clean energy policies and clean energy products. You see more and more people going to electrified products, whether it be a lawnmower, whether it be yard equipment. And with the advent of that, you see people interested in buying, perhaps a battery backup solution or a battery solution versus a home standby generator. So these are what we consider to be the drivers of the category we participate in. I'd like to spend a little time speaking to you about our home standby market projections. I'm not going to read all the bullets here for you, but I'm going to give you a quick summary of this. Looking left to right, you see from 2017 through 2022, there was massive growth in the home standby category and demand. You see it grow from basically $700 million of possible potential market for addressable for our products to nearly $2 billion at its peak in 2022. You then see this big drop off. Now I want to explain that drop off to you from 22 to 23. There was more demand that occurred after stay-at-home and COVID in 2020 than any manufacturer in this category could fulfill. So what happened from 2020, 2021, and 2022 was a massive backlog of back orders in our category. In 2022, us and our major competitors all seemed to catch up. Our supply chains all caught up at about the same time. So you had a massive surge in deliveries of product leading to that peak in 2022 and leading to eventually a massive over inventory in our category. That surge was driven, as I said, by COVID, but you had record storm activity that also occurred in both 2020, 2021, and some hurricane activity in 2022. All of that led to like the perfect storm of demand and a supply chain constricted environment from supply standpoint. Leading to a massive 2022, but then also a massive inventory among our customers going into 2023. So 2023 to us was really a correction year for us. Most of our customers coming into the year had inventory of products. In addition, we still actually had back orders of our liquid cooled product because of high demand in the commercial side of the business. So as we went through 2023, we saw that demand begin to recede in the dealer channel. We saw the inventory begin to recede in the dealer channel and demand returned to more normal levels. And we also, though, are still experiencing high inventory in the distributor channel, which is taking longer to clear than the dealer channel. So 2024, what does that mean to us for 2024? Well, 2024, we predict to be more of a normalized year. We've forecasted the market to grow at about 3%, which is pretty nominal, but it's tempered obviously by high inflation right now and a little bit of consumer demand concerns. So we're taking more of a conservative approach to our market projection for 2024. Now I'd just like to speak to you a little bit about our competitive analysis. Everybody's heard the name Generac. Generac's actually the leader in the home standby category with an 80% market share and 7,000 dealers. It's not a surprise to somebody that Generac, leverages their investments heavily to drive the category. Generac was the first ones to introduce a lead generation program that they've rolled out 8 to 10 years ago, and they have a very, very mature program for lead generation and a very, very mature dealer base. To combat that, Briggs & Stratton in 2023, for the first time, launched a true lead generation campaign, generating over 5,000 leads, where we're trying to try to drive incremental sales in both the middle and the bottom of that purchase funnel. Additionally, to combat Generac, we've launched new products in late 2023, which I'll be talking about later, which will provide us the first time a competitive advantage with noticeable power, footprint, and installation versatility to combat against Generac's products. Generac broadly sells across 3 channels: dealers, distributors, and retailers. Where we target as Energy Solutions, we target their dealer channel, their distributor channel. I'm going to tell you how we do that. So in the dealer channel, Generac uses a top-down approach, meaning they spend most of their energy, most of their money, most of their time on their top dealers. Obviously for us, that means their mid-range dealers are pretty good targets. So in 2023 and into 2024, we began marketing campaigns to attract those dealers, and then we serve them by having our sales team actually be in front of those dealers, be addressable to those dealers, and reachable to those dealers. So better customer service is absolutely one of the tactics we use to recruit Generac dealer base. On the distributor side, it's been a little bit strange over the past year and a half. The distributor channel, like in a normalized world, is about 12% of the overall market. We've seen that wane down in 2023 due to high channel inventory. Our projections are that inventory will normalize towards the end of 23 and early 2024. And through some attrition over the last years, we've lost some people and some of our distributors over these last few years, just because the nature of the market. We're refilling our team, and we're going to get back in front of our key distributors and regain that market share that we had in the past, and grow distributor as a share of our overall wallet. So the other competitor that I talked about is Kohler. Kohler has, they've recently been acquired, if you're following. Kohler has transitioned from a distributor-based model to a direct-to-dealer model. And in doing so, they've alienated a lot of their distributors. A lot of that is in flux, those relationships of the past. So we've targeted Kohler's distribution channel for sales of home standby products in select markets, already signing one of them in the Northeast. And it's not a perfect fit for us across the country, but in select markets where a Kohler distributor has 100 dealers that are loyal to them, and they want to still sell a product and serve those dealers, we absolutely on board for supporting that Kohler distributor. As far as like an assessment of market share, as I stated earlier, Generac has a 80% market share. Our calculation is that Briggs has 8.4% market share, so there's a giant space to grow in this category for us. And then Kohler has about an 8% market share as well in the air-cooled product. And then the other suppliers, manufacturers, represent a less than 4% share. As far as our plan for 2024, as I stated earlier, we're taking a conservative approach to market growth in 2024. Overall, our plan is to grow approximately 12% year over year from 23 to 24, which represents a 13% growth in our air-cooled sales, which is offset by slightly lower liquid-cooled sales. And again, I referenced before that liquid-cooled, we had a backlog coming into 2023 we don't feel is going to repeat for 2024. So what is that 13% made of? 3% of that 13% is made of market. 2% is related to new product related price, which I'll be talking about in a little bit. Then 8% is market share through our key initiatives. So again, as I mentioned before, the market assumption is tempered by headwinds related to interest rates, headwinds related to inflation. But in light of this, we do feel that we're going to get sustainable and double-digit growth year in and year out in this category. So the key initiatives for 2024. Again, since I've been here in 2017, customer acquisition has always been a core initiative. Continuing to focus on our lead generation program, The marketing efforts last year, again, led to over 5,000 leads, and we want to grow upon that this year. Distributor channel re-engagement is very important to us. It's a good sizable portion of our business. It's been very impacted by high inventory. We want to drive that category again in 2024. And then the dealer test program that I mentioned previously, of focusing on some targeted dealers, teaching them best practices, doing some marketing for them, and helping them get a 150% return. I think is going to be something we can build upon for future programs in future years. So as far as a deep dive into these initiatives, as I mentioned, lead generation, 5,000 plus leads in 2023, and building upon that next year. We've actually added a systems analyst to our team this year to help us manage the technology stack and really focus on improvements that we can make in our lead dispositioning software. So it's one thing to just send the lead out to the dealer. It's another to really find out what's happening with that lead and the success you're having and how you can measure it. So it's important to us as we grow this program to also grow our tools that we use to show us to show us the results we're getting as a result of our efforts. Customer acquisition this year, we're going to add 200 new dealers, delivering over $7 million in sales. And we're going to do that with targeting marketing and a qualification process. That's all incremental gain and really a big opportunity for Power Distributors as well. Each of these 200 new dealers represents a new customer for Power Distributors. The dealer development program, again, 20 dealers we're going to focus on. We're going to train them on best practices. We're going to do local advertising for them. And in doing so, we're going to teach them how to do their own local social media advertising. This is going to establish a scalable dealer loyalty program to build upon for future years. And then finally, as I'd mentioned, stabilizing the distributor channel is very important to us. The normalization lagged in 2023. We expect that to normalize in 2024, and we expect to grow that business to a sizable part of our business again in the near future. Now I'd like to talk to you about improvements we made to the home standby product line. As you're aware, we launched Power Protect line of generators 2.5 years ago, introducing the first to market 26 kW. We've made enhancements this year. Engineering teams have been working on this project all year, and at the end of 2023, we launched a 18, 22, and 26 kW in the Vanguard M61 series. We also launched a 13 kW using the Vanguard M35. These replace our existing lineup 12 kW, 17 kW, and 20 kW, and have given us more output for a valued price for our dealer base. We also now directly compete with Generac on their 22 kW, with them having a 22 kW on the market. And we really beat everybody when you talk about natural gas output. Unlike our competition, our 18 kW and 22 kW no longer derate on natural gas thanks to NG Max technology. So the output on liquid propane, which is traditionally how it's measured in this category, is the same on natural gas. Why is that important to you? Well, 70% of homes have natural gas. Over 70% of generators installed are actually natural gas fueled. So when you're comparing cost per kW, we win on natural gas. In addition to that, our 26 kW has a natural gas output of 24 kW, which is higher than anybody in the category. And again, we win on natural gas. So when you compare us to Generac or to one of the other competitors, when you compare price per kW, we're not only the best product, but we also have the best value. Lastly, I want to show you our home standby unit shipping trend. Why is this important to PD? When somebody sells a generator set and installs it in a market, they're also a good dealer selling them a maintenance contract. When they sell that maintenance contract, they go back to their office and they schedule the 1-year service for that generator set. So our trending of when we sell product is actually a good trend line for you of when you'd be selling maintenance kits and when you'd be selling filters and when you'd be selling anything related to maintenance on that generator set. As you see, we peak during the storm season of the year, and our slowest time of the year is actually in the winter months. Not a surprise. Hopefully this type of data, though, gives you guys an idea when you compare that to obviously your order intake volumes. These should align fairly closely. I'd like to thank everybody for the time to present to you today. I appreciate the support of Power Distributors. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or to your local territory sales manager. And we look forward to working with you guys in the near future. Thank you.